Welcome, I'm Kevin, and this is the Real Laptop Lifestyle. Today, I have a very special video for you. It's 6 steps to becoming an online success and a financial superstar. So let's get straight into that. Exactly what are you going to learn? Well, you're about to discover how to make your work more fun than most people get from their vacation. Most people hate their jobs, so you're going to love this side of it. Achieve more in a day than most people do in a whole week. Have enough time to enjoy everything you've always wanted to do. Best of all, you're going to discover the potential to earn sums of money you'd only dreamt of. You don't have to go for massive sums of money. It's not all about money, but if you want to earn a lot, this will give you huge potential. At the end of this short video, I'm going to give you the solution to make this happen really, really quickly. Now, before we get started, right below this video, there's a button and it says subscribe. If you click that and the little bell next to it, that'll be good for both of us. It's good for this channel, and I'm going to keep you updated with every new video I make. And over the next few months, I've got, I think, 47 videos planned out. All will show you how to make money online. So I think you'll want to keep up with those. So here we go, 6 steps then. Here is step number 1. Decision time. Do you want to be a success or not be a success? To be or not to be a success? Well, the reason we say this right now is you need to start out with a decision. People don't find themselves in a very advantaged position, then decide to be a success. They decide in advance. So become proactive and never accept second best. Make things happen. Now, you don't have to know what you're going to do right now. You just have to know that you want to do it. I mean, right now, if you are starting out on your online career, you probably don't have a clue, but you do need to know that you want to be a success, and you need to keep that in mind, and you need to make that a passion. When you do that, you're going to start forcing opportunity to happen, and opportunities will start unfolding in front of you. It's sometimes very difficult to see the potential until you make it happen. You do a few things and then you go, aha, look at this, there is real potential. For instance, look at Alan Sugar, one of our UK billionaires. That guy started out by boiling beetroot for a living and selling car aerials. I'm sure those humble beginnings, he had no idea he was going to become a billionaire and all the things he'll be involved in. You see, as he went along, he was looking for opportunities. He was beating all the bushes, turning over all the stones, and opportunity was there which he took. And you have to do the same thing. The same with Richard Branson. He started off with a record label, and look what he's into now. So think right outside the box. Ask yourself lots of what if questions. How about if I did this? Or how about if I did that? What if I painted it green? I know, stupid questions, but if you ask yourself questions, you're going to get some very interesting answers. As I just mentioned, think outside the box. You've got this present thinking, expand it, think bigger. Think big, move very quickly, and things will start to happen. As a matter of interest, your prospects generally like fun, different, and unusual, and that's why you need to think outside the box. Okay, step 2. Have the foresight to invest into your profit generating abilities. Nothing is more important than this. Now, there's so many things that you can learn which you can turn to your advantage, which you can start generating income from. So don't be cheap. Be prepared to invest into them. Now, it's not just about the cost. You need to be wise here because it also takes time. And to me, my time is far more valuable than the cost of something. So consider what you're going to do. Don't be afraid to invest into yourself, but make sure it's something that you're going to get value from. The rewards compared to investment of a digital marketing campaign are absolutely huge. A friend of mine has just opened his 3rd restaurant, and he's opened it not far from here. Guess how much he's paid just to get started before he's got to get back before he makes a profit? £160,000. That's how much it's cost to get set up, invested, before he starts making his money back. It will be 3 years before he starts to make money back, 2 if he's lucky, and then he'll make a nice income after that, I hope. By contrast, if you're working online, you could be making money by the end of the week. I don't think you're making a living by the end of the week. You could certainly be making money, regular amounts coming into your bank account every day. Within a few months, you could be getting close to what you're earning right now. A few more months past that, and you could go well past it. So don't be afraid to invest into yourself, because you're investing into your future. If you only pay peanuts, you might get monkeys. So don't be cheap. Okay. When the pupil is ready, the teacher will appear. Let me say that again. When you're ready to learn more, the opportunity for you to learn it will appear. This could be it. You never know. So, step 3, these are the big chunks. Now, what is it you want to do? And what is it you're going to have to give up to get it? It's a bit ambiguous, that, isn't it? Decide what you want. Now, very often, if you're going to start a new business and you have a job at the same time, it means you're going to have to run the two alongside each other. And that means giving up your free time until you get it going. But it's well worth it, because you're thinking long term here. You're looking to the future, because after a while, even though when you start it seems very hectic and there's so much to do, as you become more familiar with how you make money, with your particular choice and what you want to do, it gets easier, and you can make larger sums of money. You can stick it on autopilot, you can scale it up, all kinds of things. But start off with, you might have to make a few sacrifices. So decide what you want, exactly what you want. Don't waste your time on anything you don't, and what you're going to give up to get it. Decide what you're going to do. Finding the correct fit can be the big bit. I don't mind telling you. I've done a lot of things in my life, and a few of them weren't right for me. I still made money out of them, still had a load of fun, but they weren't right for me. It was time to move on. It might happen to you as well. But if you can find the thing you want to do perfectly, which suits you, something that you really desire doing, and you'd probably do for nothing if you had the opportunity, you're on to a winner. Now, first what, then how? Let me explain this. If you want to self-sabotage yourself, think about what you want to do, and then immediately start thinking about how you're going to achieve it. You see, these are two completely different thoughts, and if you do that, they're going to fight. One's going to override the other, and it's not going to be an easy process. You're going to have steam coming at you with your ears. So I advise you to just decide to concentrate on what you want to do. If you want to do it badly enough, that's enough. You'll always find a way. There's always a way. There's always many ways. So concentrate on what first, then on how later. Now, when you begin something new, it never really seems easy. It doesn't mean it's hard. It just means it's a little bit difficult. It's new to you. So it's never going to be easy, but it could be a lot of fun. And that's how I choose to look at it. Just imagine for a moment, if I gave you a piano tomorrow, unless of course you already can play keyboards, you wouldn't expect to come back and play Mozart or Beethoven the day after. My children are both very, very good pianists, and they've been at it for years and years. They were painful when they first started, but when they've been in it a while and playing stuff at a lower level, it started to sound good. By the time they became teenagers, they were a pleasure to listen to. So just remember, everything you need to practice with. It's no different with the working online and the techniques that I'm going to provide for you on this channel. Stay focused. This isn't my story. I call it the car pusher's story, but it illustrates perfectly why you should stay focused. Two guys go down to the labour exchange, the welfare, whatever you call it in your country, for a job. And they both get given jobs as car pushers. So they go straight out of the back of the labour exchange, and this long road, and there's tons of cars on it. So the first guy, he gets behind a car and he starts pushing, and it's so heavy, but he doesn't give up. He keeps going and he keeps going, he keeps pushing. The second guy, now he thinks of himself as a bit smarter. He gets behind a car and has the same problem, and he sees him having the same problem as well. So he goes, see, I bet the handbrake's on here, or maybe it's just a heavy car, look for a lighter one. So he nips over and he finds a smaller car, and he starts pushing that one, but that one's pointing off the road, so before long it goes off the side. So he finds another car, and this time he goes for a sports model, and that's a lot lighter, but it's still not perfect. And the day goes on like this, and after a few hours, the second guy, who's been hopping from car to car to car, he looks for the first guy and he can't see him. He's gone. Why? Because he stuck at one thing. He overcame the difficulties and he went for it. Now, We have a term, you may have heard it before, in internet marketing called shiny object syndrome, because there are so many different ways of making money online. If you jump from one thing today to something else tomorrow to something else, you're never going to get anywhere. Okay, so stay focused. Every method and technique requires practice, and nothing's going to happen by magic. So stick at one thing. Don't give up easily. You might change direction as you go along, but don't give up. You can always change direction, but not when you're standing still. So get that momentum like the car pusher. You got the car moving, and then it just got easier and easier and easier and easier. Set exciting goals and objectives. Now, as you start going forward and you start to discover what it is that you want to do, write this down, make goals. Now, you need written goals. Any person in the world who's successful or is a big achiever, I promise you, they have written goals, written in fine detail, and they use these as route maps. They might write them in a whole load of different ways. I would suggest that you just start with a notepad or get yourself an electronic notebook like Evernote and start writing down your goals in bullet point format. And as you go along, prioritize the most important one or what seems most important to you to the top. That's why it's best to do it electronically, okay? Even use a mind map like this one I'm using here, and you can move things about as you advance. Then start to write out those bullet point goals into longer goals and make them nice and juicy, lots of emotion in them. And you may find what was number 4 now becomes number 1. And as you start to get your goals well defined, you're going to go into a planning process. You're going to take some of those goals and start working on how you're going to do it. Now, that's fine because you've already decided what you want. Now you can go on to how you're going to do it. And those become your plans. And sometimes, and what usually happens is you get your top goal, you say, I've got to have this, and you work on it, work on it, work on it until it has to take life. You know, you've got to breathe life into it, starts working, you start making it happen. Okay, give you a little tip here. If you get stuck with your goals, write what I call the 5-year plan. This isn't my idea, it's somebody else's. I'm plagiarizing it, I'm stealing it. Write your life when you know which direction you want, what you want to do. Write it out for the next 5 years. Write it out in detail, how it's going to happen, how it's going to unfold. Write it out very positively. Work on it till you can't get any better. And guess what? Start living that life, making it happen. It works. I know people who've done exactly this. However you try to achieve your goals, when you've got them written down, start reading them every morning, even when you've got them in bullet point format. Just read them every day, because guess what? They'll spark off tons of other ideas. And if you've got your pen and paper ready, you'll capture so many more ideas on what you need to do next. This is how goal setting and objective setting works and how it turns into objective planning. Okay, read them every day. Step number 4, making money and creating profit streams. Now, how do you do that? Well, there's only one way of doing it, and that is by delivering value. In fact, what you really need to deliver is perceived value. Whatever your customer, your potential prospects want and what they think is value. So you've got to deliver what they want, not what you think you want, what you think they want. You've got to find out. You've got to start by attracting prospects, and this is by finding out what they want and then start teasing them with it. It's a bit like dangling a carrot. There's loads of ways of doing this, and this video isn't exactly about that, but you do need to attract potential prospects. So consider value. The more value you offer, the more money you will make, the more profit you will generate. Okay, there are 2 different ways of doing this. You can do what I call direct response, which means you approach people, you find out what they want and you approach them with a solution. Or you can do stealth mode. Now, I prefer stealth mode, and that means that I make little attractions, little gems that catch people's attention and bring them in. I don't try and sell anything. I don't do any heavy sales. That would be direct response. I let them come and find out. I make sure they find out about it, and I lead them down a funnel. They probably don't know that that's happening to them. But I like to do stealth marketing, and I'm looking for a word here. I seem to have got a little bit dementia at this moment. I can't remember what I'm looking for, but I sort of make things will attract them straight away. I'm sure that word will come to me in just a moment. Get to know your potential prospects. You need to know where they are. You need to know about them. What are their daily problems, fears, and challenges? Now, we're all going to be working in different areas. So your prospects will have different problems to my prospects. So work those out. This should be an absolute priority. What are their goals? What are their objectives? How can you wow them? What would you need to do to capture their attention? Believe me, there's lots of things. And when you find that, you're going to start making money. That is a recipe for making money. Where do they hang out? Where can you reach them? Where can you learn more about them? Now, the next two questions are so important, these should be tattooed on your arm. Why should anyone listen to you? Because when somebody speaks to you about who's a potential customer, the questions they're asking are really, why should anyone listen to you? Why should I listen to what you have to say? Why you rather than somebody else? You need to be able to answer this, and this is about the benefits that you can deliver. And remember, we spoke about wowing people. You need to over deliver, and you need to deliver well past what your competitors are. Then you're in the marketplace. So one question I ask myself consistently are, what are three things that I can do that'll give me advantage? And I constantly ask this question, and I'm constantly trying to answer it, and I come up with some beautiful ideas. Some of them flop, others work wonderfully well. And you should ask these questions yourself, because they don't usually take much to put into practice, and they can get some amazing results. Get noticed. What will get their attention? So this again, what is it? What will get their attention? You need to stand out for the right reasons. Be controversial. People like controversial. Highlight your expertise. Now, it doesn't matter if you're not an expert right now. If you're just going into a marketplace and you're learning about it, you will become an expert, especially if you keep learning and you keep participating and engaging. You need to carve your niche out. Now, right now, you don't have an idea. A few weeks from now, or even a few days from now, you could have a very strong idea. You need to be working at that every day. Discover what it is your prospects want. Don't guess. Do you know the biggest mistake in business? In fact, I'd say the biggest mistake in life in general is presumption, presuming what somebody else wants, rather than finding out for certain. So when you know what they want, tease and tantalize. Share the what, sell the how. Let me say it again. Share the what they have to do, sell them the how. Now, a lot of people ask me a question over and over again, which is, if I tell them too much, will they buy off me? Yes, they will. Do you know what? There's a lot of psychology in play when you give people things for nothing. Reciprocity is one of them. And very often people will see you giving things to them, and they're quite prepared to buy the same thing off you again, basically because you've helped them. You've become their sort of guide. So share the what. This is a rule of thumb. Sell the how. This is how you get people into your circle. Okay, so step 5. Would you like a free education? Of course you would. Best way of getting started is anything. When you've got an idea of what you want to do, learn from the opposition. Now, the opposition might not be doing it very well, and you can learn from everyone, not only what to do, what not to do. Are you with me? So learn from everyone. Look at your opposition. See what they're doing. What they're doing well. What are they doing badly? What do you like? What you don't like? You can outposition them. Now, you can do it better. Now, I can tell you right now, that won't be difficult, because most people just concentrate on making money. And when they've got something, they don't carry on improving it. So if you constantly improve what you do, aim to be the best, aim to give the best value, you've got the best proposition, believe me. Be seen everywhere. How do you do that? Well, again, that's away from this particular video and subject, but I'd like to tell you one way, and you might want to write this down. What I use is syndication. Every time I write something new, link bait, that's the word I was looking for. Every time I write a new piece of link bait, I put it out on syndication, and it goes out to nearly 400 different websites and Web 2.0 properties. Now that slowly gets picked up by the search engines, and very often they'll end up in the search engines, as well as getting me a load of backlinks as well. So just write that down right now. Think about syndication. I will be doing a video on it shortly. Step 6, develop good habits. Now, we've all got bad habits. I've got quite a lot of bad habits. I lost a lot of weight a couple of years ago, and I noticed I'm putting it back on again. So I think I'm going to go on to OMAD, 1 meal a day again. So life on getting what you want is about getting rid of the habits that don't serve you, and developing new ones that do. So I'm putting weight back on right now. I need to start losing it. I need to find a way of doing it. I know how to do it. So I've got to redevelop that habit. And it's the same with all things in life. What habits are going to serve you? Because when you find a habit that serves you and you've developed, keep doing it. There's plenty, probably twice as many that don't serve you, that need upgrading or replacing. Now, just think of it this way. Every action that you take will take you either closer or further from your objective. You have a goal. So if I do this, it'll take me closer. If I do that, it'll take you away. You can't stand still. The earth is moving in constant motion. So if you stand still, by definition, you're going back. So every action should take you closer to your objective, not further from it. One habit I suggest that you really get into the habit of finishing and take seriously is always finishing what you begin. I used to be a terrible finisher, but a great starter. And as a result, I used to have the most messy house, messy office, messy head, because I had all these things started and they were never finished. The reason why, at the time, I was a complete perfectionist. Nowadays, I'm not. I like to hit the ground running, start as quick as I can, and then improve from that point forward. So always finish what you begin, and you'll start to develop a very good work regime for yourself. Don't overload yourself. Now, I am the world's worst at this. I want to do 15 things at the same time. Now, it's quite simple. The less I do, the more focused I become, the more I achieve, the more profit I make. Let me say it again. The more focused I am, the more I achieve, the more money I make. It's as simple as that. Okay? So don't overload yourself. Stay focused. Be consistent. Do something every day. Now, when you get a goal or objective, little steps will get you there if you make lots of them. So I like to do something towards my big goal every single day, even Saturday, even Sunday. Only a couple of hours, but it just keeps me getting there every day. Embrace failure. A lot of people, they have this habit of self-sabotage themselves, and if they fail or they make a mistake, they go into meltdown because they think they've failed. You've already failed. You should give up. Mistakes and failure are just part of the learning curve. They're going to teach you something. They're going to teach you how to find a better way of doing it. So embrace failure for what it is, a learning experience. 3 big rules as far as I'm concerned in marketing, and that's test, test, and test some more. Experiment and keep testing, because you never know what will work better for yourself. Don't just say that works and leave it at that. You don't know how high it is. If your success is here, if you did it differently, it might be up here somewhere. As I said, try and do something every day. Do it better than anybody else. Really not hard. Most businesses, they don't work that hard at it. They start making money, they get lazy. I hope that helps. That's 6 big steps becoming an online success and a financial superstar. So what do you do next? Well, do you have any comments and questions? Because right below this video, there's a place for you to write comments and questions. There's only one stupid question, and that's the one that you don't ask. You might have some comments, how you feel about things, which make me think about making more videos. Please write them down. I will answer them. Okay. Did you enjoy this video? I really hope so. I know I'm totally balmy and a complete head case, but if you did enjoy it, below this video again, you'll find a little blue button. Please click it. That tells me you enjoyed it. And did you subscribe? I asked earlier on, please hit the subscribe button. It's really going to help this channel grow. It helps me, okay? And finally, stay informed. Please join my email list. Now, I have one particular list I call Profit Generating Email. If you want to join that, or if you do join that, I'm going to keep you motivated. I'm going to keep you entertained. Most people say I'm quite entertaining. I think I'm just a bit weird, actually. But I'll keep you entertained, but I will keep you loaded with ideas, things that are working, things that are current, things that will help you make money. To join my mail list, directly below this video, you are going to find this claim your profit generating emails and the link that will take you through to this page. Click the subscribe page and you'll be on my list, or subscribe link. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. I've really enjoyed making this video for you. I'd love to hear what you think about it. Have a great day. Until next time we speak, perhaps in another video, or maybe even in an email. Bye bye for now.